Operating under the crooked American barber system too long. We are now in session. The Barber Session. The only podcast for barbers by barbers.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Barber Session. In this episode, we're going back in time to the very second episode we ever did. The second episode, Jesse, can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Bringing on one of my best friends, a mentor of mine for a long time. We've collaborated on several things, and it's just more of an update, right? Because when we brought Jesse on to the second episode, you were just opening your barbershop, I believe it was. And now, bro, I mean, the title of this podcast is Barbers Use Your Skill Set to Your Advantage. Use your skill set to build true wealth, right? At the time that we interviewed Jesse the first time, he was opening his first shop. I mean, he had achieved damn near everything you can possibly want to achieve in the barber game. And fast forward now, bro, and you're killing the game. You've built an empire, bro, on SMP, which is skin micropigmentation. We'll go more into detail with that. But just wanted to get an update, bro. Like, what's up with you, bro? This SMP thing is blowing up. You're killing it, bro. You've certified. I don't even know how many people, but what's up?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. Something about me that I know you know this, and anybody that's been following me for a long time, and anybody that knows me knows that I'm not a complacent person, bro. Like, I get bored, and there's no need, right? Like, we have to grow in life. There is no end goals. I don't believe in end goals. I think that's a false statement that people say, "Oh, I have an end goal," but I don't believe there's an end goal, man. Because once you reach what you wanted, there's always going to be something else that you want, bro. So, like with the barbershop, before I opened up the barbershop, I was running around with the whole hair show stuff and just building my name up personally as Jesse Lima, Sixth Element with Team Exotics, just running around. And, that everything kind of like lined things up for the future, So, man, I'm just chilling, bro. I'm just on the grind. I'm still not where I want to be at. And, I don't think I'll ever get there, bro.
But let's talk about the SMP stuff, though, because like I said, you've accomplished a lot in the barber game. You have one of the most successful shops in Tampa, one of the biggest ones. I think we both share one of the biggest shops in Tampa, 14, 15 barbers in each location. Yeah. Doing great. Survive COVID, survive all of that. But let's talk on the SMP stuff, because like I said, I don't think barbers understand that their skill set, we always talk about, is more than just the haircut. It's more, but taking those skills though and leveraging them into true wealth, or into, more money for bang for your buck, in other words. When you got introduced to SMP, one of the things that people make a lot of mistake in that industry is they don't understand hair, right? You're trying to make the illusion, or provide your customer with the illusion of hair, but you don't understand hair. You don't understand follicle. You don't understand how it grows. You don't understand shapes. You don't understand how to do a shape up. The most important part of a haircut is the shape up. But you could do a phenomenal blend, bro. And if you mess up the shape up, it's a wrap. It's over. Just pack the bags, bro, and it ain't gonna work, bro. So let's talk about that.
The shape up frames out the person's face and gives them the look that they want. So it's important when it's for the haircut, and it's also for the SMP. Some people like that sharp hairline looking like they came out of barbershop, but we can also make you look like you just shaved the head bald and you just have a clean shaved head, So there's difference. But yeah, bro, to touch on that. So before I got into SMP, I felt like I was already maxed out as a barber. I've traveled like crazy. I've educated like crazy. I've made money with shows. I've made money with education. I've made money in the barbershop with my clients. I was booked 2-3 months out. I feel like I reached that peak, and the only way to move on from there now was honestly to like either charge way more money or work into my 24 hours, really, right? Which I'm already like 13, 14, sometimes 16 hours into the day working. And I do have a family. Everybody knows me. I'm a family man, bro. So honestly, Curtis had told me something, bro, one time. The founder of Exotics.
Which, by the way, I don't mean to interrupt. He's not lying. Yeah. He's not lying, people. I've hit up Jesse before, and it's like 6 a.m. I'm on my way to UPS, and he's like, "I'm at the shop." I'm like, "You're where?" Like, for somebody to be in the game for as long as he's been, and we get comfortable or complacent, like he said, at that point, Jesse could be like, "Man, I'm not rolling out of bed until 9 or 10 because I have a shop. I'm successful. I'm good." 6 a.m. people in the shop. Sorry, you hit up.
Well, I hit that shit real quick too, bro. I mean, average barber money's $1,200, $1,500 a week. I've been cutting for 22 years. For me, average barber money is about $3,000 a week now. So how do you make $3,000? You know what I'm saying? Working from 9 to 5, it's impossible unless you're charging almost $100 a haircut. You feel me?
Yeah.
$50 a haircut. But so Curtis told me one day, he was like, "Jesse, your problem, then the reason you're not growing to where you want to go to is because you're working too damn much." And at that moment, I was like, well, shit, if I'm not grinding the way I'm grinding, I can't do what I'm doing. I can't be moving the way I move, right? But it made total sense. I was stretching myself too thin with cutting hair, and cutting hair, even though I love to cut hair, it was wasting my potential to do more. So that's why, I raised my prices to the hair, for a hair, because I was charging $40-$50 for a cut already. I didn't feel like I wanted to kill my clients at $100 and stuff like that. And even though I do have a few that do that, man, but I just didn't feel like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something else that still falls into being able to be a barber and not go the route of, some of these guys become, I don't know, real estate agents and start getting completely away from the industry. So I found SMP. I didn't know how much SMP made in the beginning, but I knew that it was a cosmetic tattoo, and anything cosmetic is money, So when I started doing my research, and I met somebody at a barber show at the Exotics Miami hair show a couple years ago, about 4 years ago now. I seen somebody that had it done, and it shit looked so real that I like, it just caught my eye while we were talking. I stopped, and I'm like, "Bro, you got SMP done?" And he was shocked that I even recognized it, but I've been looking into this already for a while, so I knew how to spot it. So when I seen that, I said, "Yeah, but it's definitely something I got to do. I'm an artist. I know how to look at something and mimic it. I'm a barber. I know what hair's supposed to look like. I know what how a hairline's supposed to fit someone's head. So I feel like it was a no-brainer, like something that I have to get into." And at first, it was looked at like another service. You know what I'm saying? Like a hot towel shave, or like designs, but it actually, the more I got into this, I realized how much more of another business it is, right? That gives you that financial freedom to be able to do whatever you want to do. We're talking about, my average haircuts were like $40-$50. I'm getting anywhere from like $60 to $100 for a cut. But now with and what I'm talking about, I'm still working 10-12 hours a day. Right now, I'm doing SMP, charging anywhere from $1,200 to $5,000 a head, working, 2 hours to 4 hours per client, doing 2 clients a day, no. 3 if I feel like killing it that day.
You had a graph, because I took your course, right? Hands down. I mean, I haven't taken another course, obviously, but if you're thinking about taking an SMP or getting certified, don't do these online things. Like, go to Jesse. He's going to take care of you. It's hands-on. He's not going to let you go until you're 100% comfortable. I still text Jesse to this day. "Hey, Jess, what do you think about the pigment on this one, or what tone or what color should I use on this one, or hey, should I spread this one out, or should I make this one tighter?" So your class is amazing, but let's talk about that, because in your class you have a little breakdown as far as what the potential earnings are. Realistic. This isn't like, fluff or some course BS just to get you to, take the class because you're going to be a millionaire with a pyramid scheme. No, this is real deal, like for real, Holyfield numbers. What's the potential, the earning potential on this?
Well, you can make $1 million a year doing SMP. And we're talking about one client a day for 5 days straight. Let's say a $4,500 client a day, 5 days straight. Every day you do one client that's going to take you about 4 to 5 hours to do, that's going to pay you $4,500. And you do that once a day for the whole year, you made a little over $1.1 something million.
That's
And
crazy.
that's not killing yourself. You're talking about 4 to 5 hours of your day, one head a day. You could do 2 of those a day. So if we want to add numbers, you know what I'm saying, just start doing the math.
We know some people that are doing those kind of numbers, bro. Doing 1 and 2 a day. We personally know some people like that.
Personally know a couple people. Yep. Yeah, I'm not there yet, but I've skipped brackets in my tax brackets. I've completely skipped.
Well, you've also gone a different route, right? Like if you wanted to, because you always, we're very like-minded. Our camps as far as 245 and your camp as far as education, right? Paying it forward about going the educator route. So you could have been doing those numbers. Let's be real. I mean, you're a phenomenal artist. Your work is all over the place. It's top notch. But you decided to go the education route. So you do these courses. You do them like once a month or twice a month, depending.
Yeah, once or twice a month. I mean, honestly, depends on how many students I have. My classes are small. It's typically 2 to 4 students per class, so that it's very personal, very one-on-one. It's a 3-day course, so it's very hands-on and very intense. My main goal is to make sure that you know how to do SMP by the time you leave there. And 3 days is enough time to get you ready. I've done about 186 students in the past 2.5 years that I've been teaching SMP. And
186?
186
students. You certified 186 people.
186 people, bro. That's crazy,
wild,
right?
Bro. I'm one of those 186. That's wild.
Yeah. And in September, I have 10, 12 people lined up for September already. So we're starting to fill classes up now in October. So, like I said, the whole point with teaching to me has always been to put people in positions to grow with things that have worked for me. Right. Because I definitely I don't believe in holding back. I don't believe in I'm going to be the only one to make it. I want to be able to help others to grow and bro, because at the end of the day, we're all chasing the same thing. We're chasing that freedom. We're chasing that time to be with our family. We're chasing that time to do whatever it is that we want to do. If you don't have a family and have, the luxuries that we want to have. And if you're in business minded, the businesses that you want to have. Right. So, it's just one step further to being able to move people up. So I love to teach, bro. I love teaching. I'm very genuine with this. It's not like barbering where you take the class, you learn these couple of tricks, and then, good luck.
Yeah.
With SMP, I'm your mentor all the way through. You did the class 2 years ago, man. And I'm your mentor all the way through, all the way to the end. You feel me? Like, people send me pictures. I tell them what colors to use, what needle size, what density. Like, I even have them come into the office, especially if they're local. And if they're not local and they want to come to the office, they can come to the office. I help them with the job. Like I said, my goal is to make sure that you become successful, and that's it.
So, we may have got a little bit ahead, but it's all good. That's all good. We're good conversation here. But for the people that don't know, what is SMP or skin micropigmentation? Because you mentioned needles, you mentioned ink, and a lot of people are under the misconception that it's a tattoo. It's similar to a tattoo, share a lot of parallels, but it's not exactly one. What is SMP? If you can break it down for people.
So SMP stands for scalp micropigmentation.
Whoopsie, I'm certified and I said skin. My bad.
Yeah, no, you good. We're tattooing the skin on the head, but it's scalp micropigmentation. And basically what we're doing is a cosmetic tattoo on people's heads to replicate the hair follicles so basically when you lose your hair, you lose those hair follicles completely. So we mimic and put those little tiny impressions all over your head in the areas that's missing to make it look like you have hair stubbles growing back. So that works for somebody that's completely bald, that has George Jefferson, that's missing all of this, but still has all that gray shadow around here. Well, that gray shadow, I can mimic that on top of the head, and now it all looks like you just shaved because you want to, not because you're bald-headed. Also, if somebody's thinning, we add density, little tiny dots in between the hairs to make the hair look like it's nice and full. Just to give them longevity with the hair. So I mean, that's pretty much like, in a nutshell, what scalp micropigmentation is. It's a cosmetic tattoo to make people look like they have hair. So I've heard people compare this to breast implants for men. You know what I'm saying? Like this builds confidence and gives you that little lack of confidence that you were missing.
I go with I don't quite use that comparison, but I go with the eyebrow comparison. How females get their eyebrows microbladed or ombre and stuff like that. Which, speaking of which, you have an artist, Nando, great friend of mine, great friend of yours, phenomenal kid, man. He's got his head on straight. He's now
you got to get him on here, bro.
Definitely, bro. Definitely got to get him on here. But he's now become like a phenomenal SMP artist and ombre / microblading artist. I mean, he's doing what, 4, 5, 6 eyebrows a week, bro, killing it. And if you do the numbers, bro, the average ombre job is $400 to $500. Like, you start doing the numbers, you start, damn, do I want 100 haircuts a week, or 4 or 5 eyebrows? I'm good. But Nando has not started certifying and stuff like that. So I compare it to that. So it's all in one, right? You can do the ombre, you can do the SMP, you can do the lip blush stuff, and you're just creating monsters out there. And the beautiful thing about it is, not only can you leverage your skill set, but you have a clientele out there. You're using color enhancement, right? We're using Tune 45 No Drip. There's plenty of people that use this phenomenal product, right? But if they want a permanent solution to that, you're the guy. Or when I started doing it, I started telling my barbers, you can use your coworkers as help as well. Hey, if you refer me a client, I'll hook you up, so on and so forth.
Pay for it.
Exactly. What's next for 6EMP? Because the name of the barbershop, by the way, was 6 Element. You named the company 6EMP or 6EMP, 6EMP Micro?
Yeah, 6EMP.
6EMP.
6EMP Scalp
Micropresentation. It's a mouthful, but it works. It works. What's next for that? Because I know you started out, you do the course with kits, and now we got wireless guns and insanity. You're using different pigmentations. What's next for 6EMP? You coming out with your own pigment, your own color? I know you, bro. You don't sleep. I know you got something up your sleeve. What's going on? What's next?
I mean, baby steps. The products are definitely in the works. This is a very small niche industry. It's still very virgin, right? It hasn't been fully exposed yet. When people think of hair loss, they think of like hair transplants. It's like the first thing that's going to come to their mind. Bosley, you know what I'm saying? Companies like that. So this is a very virgin industry. I compare it to that because when I got into this 4.5 years ago, there was barely anybody doing it, and rarely anybody knew about it. Now it's starting to spread in the barber industry because, like myself and a couple other, barber names in the industry that got into SMP, we've been able to kind of create the awareness. So within those years, like when I first started, I was using like a regular basic old school tattoo machine, loud as hell, big old loud machine.
with the foot pedal? I remember the foot pedal.
Yeah, with the foot pedal, exactly, and some cheap whatever tattoo needles. Now there's actual SMP needles that provide a better, more quality impression that makes a very nice, clean, crisp dot in the skin that looks just like hair follicles instead of regular shaky, very aggressive needle for tattooing. So especially like the inks as well too. The inks back then, it was basically tattooing. Now we actually have Scalp Micropigmentation ink, which is all natural, carbon based. So it's a true, basically what is a true black, right? And it's made from carbon, so it will never change colors like blue, green, purple, just like regular tattoo ink does, right? So like the industry's evolving little by little. So of course I definitely have to take a part in that because, like I said, it's a virgin industry. Pretty much anybody could blow up with this and just take this to a whole nother level. So yeah, what's next, man? Honestly, is I'm still focused on growing the actual office as much as possible, and providing with my teaching, being able to franchise this all over the United States and even out the country because this is a worldwide industry. But yeah, the products are definitely coming into place, man. Needles, ink, not inks, but like needles and possibly like some stuff to make it easier to create hairlines. Wow, so we'll just leave it there though.
Little stuff. I don't even know about this stuff. That's some inside stuff. I think if you hit you up after this.
Yes,
Jesse,
sir.
So talking about the barbershop, talking about SMP, but before we move on, sorry guys. I'm a little scatterbrained today, but I've never asked you. I've been wanting to ask you. It's kind of a silly question, but whatever. How many dots or how many impressions are typically on the average job, bro? Because I think about it sometimes when I'm doing a job and I'm like, yo, I lost count. This is way too much. Do you have any inkling of an idea how many impressions you do on a job?
The most I've ever been able to count to was about 400, and then I gave up, and that was just like a little corner. Right here. Yeah.
So,
you know what I'm saying? But it's supposedly the average head has anywhere from like 70 to like 80,000 hair follicles. So, I mean, we're replicating hair follicles. So we're probably somewhere around 70 to 100,000 hair follicles.
That's for y'all clients out there that when we say it's $4,500 and then what, how much, now you know why and how much. By the way, in comparison, you mentioned Bosley. The typical SMP job is anywhere from what, 20, you said 1,200 to 4,500?
Yeah, it's about 4,500, 5,000.
So what's the typical Bosley hair transplant cost?
Hair transplant started anywhere from a cheap hair transplant starts about 10,000 to about 25,000. And that's for one session.
And that's, hey, you're a good candidate. This might work. This is great for you, but sign on the dotted line the fine print where it says there's no guarantee. With SMP, your client is leaving with results instantly.
And hold up, let's not stop there. Let's add a little more to that. That's about like 4 to like 8,000 grafts, which means 4 to 8,000 hair follicles. I just told you that I'm placing anywhere from like 60 to 80,000 hair follicles on your head, truly covering your head. When they do these hair transplants, they're taking a strip from here to here, or they're doing the FUE now, where they take, from a couple different places, but it's still only a couple thousand of hair follicles, and then they're spreading them thin. So you do have to go back for a second and a third and maybe a fourth session, which means a 20, second, a third, 30, a fourth 40, scar. So
40,000, 50,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've actually done. I've done 1 or 2 jobs. You've done a bunch of them where you end up having to do SMP over the scar because the scar is so noticeable.
You got to blend in the scar and then add density to the spaces that they have in between the hair transplant.
Wow. So shifting over barbershop. How has it been for you, bro? I think May 11th was the date here in Tampa. How's it been since the lockout? How are you guys holding up? It's definitely. When I say that we have, some of the larger barbershops in Tampa, it's because they're some of the busiest. And we've been busy on appointments because it's appointment only, by the way. We're following our guidelines. If anybody's listening, we're following our guidelines. All of them.
150%. We're doing extra.
But how's it been, man? Because it's definitely been different at our shop. Even though we're not allowed to take walk-ins, there's no walk-ins. I mean, you can still tell people, hey, you got to make an appointment. We haven't had as many. It's been toned down, bro, quite a bit. It's different. How are you guys holding up over there?
People are still scared to come to the shop too, So it's definitely a complete change. Before the lockdown, bro, if I ever had to let go of a barber or one of my barbers decided they wanted to open up their own shop, right? Because that's really the only way that we ever we don't have high turnover at my shop. It's either I let you go because you're not a fit anymore, or because it's you can grow your own business now, right? So anytime I've had an open chair, that chair lasted. If it lasted a week, is because I was waiting on a barber. You know what I'm saying? Now, and I could guarantee a barber anywhere from like $1,200 to about $1,600 a week, guaranteed without a clientele.
First week.
Yeah, straight out of barber school. Because we train the barbers as well. We help them out, all of that stuff, and we're very, very busy. Even though it's 14 barbers, the majority of my barbers are appointment only. So it was a very busy barbershop, a lot of walk-ins every single day. Now it's not like that anymore, man. I can't really guarantee anybody $1,200, $1,500, maybe a good $600, $800 a week, right?
Yeah.
And mainly because my solid booked barbers have always been solid booked, which out of the 14 was about 9 of them. And then my other, there was about another like 2 or 3 that became solid booked barbers now because of the whole having to book appointments thing. So I really only had like 1 or 2 barbers that were still depending on walk-ins. So they were able to build because, they were the only ones that were able to cut the extra people that would pop up. or the ones that would go ahead and book online. Because you know how it is, man. Everybody doesn't like making appointments. It's crazy to me. But even knowing that they have to make an appointment, they
Bro.
still, oh man, all right, you know. But whatever, we still get those, and we still get the people that pop up. And if we could take them right in, we'll take them in. You know, they got to wash their hands, put the mask on, you know, all the guidelines. But we'll take them right in. I'm not going to send them to the website if I could get them in the chair right now, you know.
Yeah.
We don't have a waiting room, so if we can't get them right in at that moment, then of course they got to wait in the car and book the appointment, you know, or come back later. But it's definitely been completely different, man. We were on the route to open up our second location this past July, and I completely put a halt to that. And you know, my partner, you know, one of my barbers that's going to be the one that's going to be the partner for that shop. You know, we talked about it to the end of this year, and I was like, nah, I think we're gonna have to wait till like mid next year and the next year to see where everything's going, because I just don't feel comfortable trying to fill up a whole new barbershop.
I think end of next year, bro. This is this is kind of it's kind of like you said, man. It's just there's so much fear out there, bro, and just I don't think normalcy is gonna be back for a while, bro. But I feel you on that.
I had one barber that went ahead and created his own, you know, like suite.
I had a barber
just because he wanted to be by himself, and then I had another barber that bought himself one of those like bread truck vans, and then I created his little mobile barber. So you know, and then one of my other barbers, Fernando, the one that does the brows and stuff, brow popping, I brought him over into my office. So bro, honestly, I had 3 open chairs since like June.
Wow.
Right up until this past week, I finally got those filled, and that's never. I've never in the 7 years we've been open, I've never had that situation. So that's scary. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same thing for us, bro. I mean, you know what New Tampa's about, our first location, bro. I mean, we can't. Barbers don't leave there, bro. I literally true story, bro. I had a barber leave and then want to come back, and he started going to each barber. And he was offering him $5,000. I'll give you $5,000 cash right now for your chair, bro. If you want to move to the shop down the street, because you know we got a shop like 4 or 5 miles away, and bro, nobody. They're like, nah, bro, I'm good. I'm not giving up my chair. Yeah, but you got clientele. Nah, I'm not leaving here, bro. Not leaving here.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with us, man. The barbers are booked on. You know, the barbers that have the clientele. They're doing good. The barbers that need the walk-in traffic, you know, we have that feature on the app, the no preference. They're staying good, and they're still making their money, staying above. But the energy's definitely different. The waiting area, you know, there are barbers, Jesse.
There's no hanging out and clowning anymore.
That's what I was about to say, Jesse. There are barbers, right? And some people may knock me for this, some people may not. I don't care. It's my opinion, right? It's who I am. You love to cut hair. You love the act of cutting hair.
Yep.
I like cutting hair. I like it a lot. But what I fell in love with was the barbershop and cutting hair. I like what I'm doing. I enjoy what I'm doing a lot, but I love the atmosphere around me, the energy, the joking around, the sports talking. You got the highlight thing on. That's what I fell in love with. And when I go to the shop now, man, and it's how was your day, bro? It's you there?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
You got a phone call?
Someone else calling.
It's all good. You know, now it's just all, you know, you can't even have a conversation with your client, man. You're talking to the barber across, you trying to talk noise because the Lakers lost, you know. Dame is a beast. And you can't, that's all gone. That doesn't exist now.
And some people are scared to talk like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if they have a mask.
Ah, man. What do you think?
It sucks. It does suck, man. Like the culture part of it has taken a hit. You get me? Because people need haircuts. So right now we're working.
It's just necessity.
We're not.
Even the clients, they're not enjoying the process. They're just like, yo, just cut my hair. Don't get me sick. Hurry up. Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
Yeah. It's a job right now. It's a job. You know, it's not just a place to enjoy yourself anymore.
Man, oh man, what do you think's gonna happen with that? By the way, you mentioned it. Suites versus barbershops. A lot of barbers. I had a barber leave, and he's like, "Man, this COVID stuff. I'd rather be in my own thing, in my own space. My clients feel comfortable. I feel comfortable." What do you think's gonna happen for you know, people like us with shops? For me personally, before you answer, I think there's a space for that. That's always been something that's been hanging over our heads as owners. But
likewise,
I think I think there's a space for that, and there's barbers that are gonna, want to go that route, and that may be heightened now. There may be a heightened sensitivity about that now, but I think eventually, man, a lot of people are the way I am. You enjoy that camaraderie, you enjoy that conversation, you enjoy the back and forth, the Saturdays watching college football, the basketball. That's what the barbershop is, man. Some people are molded by it, some people are groomed by it, some people grow up in that. I don't think barbershops are going to go.
What I think is going to happen, bro, is so there's barbers like you that can't be by yourself. Like it wouldn't work out for you if you was like in a suite, you know what I'm saying, away from the barbershop. In the other hand, like I said, bro, I love the whole hanging out and clowning and all of that stuff, but I have so much going on in my brain business wise with growth that I really can't.
Well, we're talking about you. We're talking about you.
Yeah.
You can't talk.
Well,
you got to address
the difference.
Barbers.
The difference between like me and you, right?
Yeah.
And well, really, and barbers that want to be on their own in like a suite, right? They don't want to be around all the clowning all the time, and they don't want to be around all of that stuff, right? I have a lot of stuff going on in my head that I feel like I'm wasting mental space clowning instead of continuing to grow. So like for myself, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that I want to be in my shop because I love my guys, but I'm trying to figure out ways to make it grow more for them because I'm all about my circle. You know how they say, once you outgrow your circle, you got to find a new circle.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. My circle is my circle. You know what I'm saying? So my circle needs to grow with me. So that's what I'm about. I'm not gonna kick them to the curb and go look for somebody else. Like my circle's my circle, bro. We have to grow. Huh?
I like that. You ain't outgrow your circle. My circle's coming with me. I like that.
That's it, bro. That's the way I see it. So there's gonna be both, man. So I feel the effects are gonna come to those barbershop owners that only care about booth rent and only care about their barbers just, coming in there, cutting hair. They don't care about the culture of the shop. They don't care about the environment of the shop.
Yeah, it's just
so
pay your rent.
Those barbers, yeah, because a couple of barbers have hit me up to try to take some of these spots. That's why they're coming through. Like they have clientele. They don't need to move, but they don't like that there's no structure, that there's no a family like vibe. There's no culture, and that's why they want to come over to my shop because that's what we have. You know what I'm saying? Which is why people want to go to headlines. You know what I'm saying? Because they see that that's what's in headlines with headlines and 245 and stuff. Like there's more room for growth. So all these barbershop owners that are week to week on booth rent and just taking all that little bit of money and mixing that with their money to feed their own selfish pride, I think those are the barbershops that are going to be affected during all of this. You know what I'm saying? Because then with my shop, I'll be able to open up more barbershops and people are going to want to come because of the culture we created. And I feel like why not invest into like some suites too, or maybe even mix the barbershop vibe with the suite vibe to give a little bit of the of what people like. You know what I'm saying? Why not? I feel like it could be done.
That's
not for nothing, bro. But Jay Major's doing it right now.
That's not a bad idea, man. I saw a documentary that they made my wife watch when she went to hair school. I can't remember the name of the documentary, but there was a very successful salon owner on that documentary talking about that. And this was like 2-3 years ago. Like this has been something, right? It's not just popping up now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know where it's been something. And she was talking about how she was losing stylists to suites, and how we got to stay ahead of it and reward our stylists or barbers that have earned it, right? So she started knocking down walls in the buildings next to her and taking over and then creating suites. And if you hit a certain threshold or you hit a certain amount of seniority, you were eligible to go to one of those suites if you chose to. You weren't forced to. If you want to stay on the floor with everyone, no problem. But I think we got to think outside of the box and continue to change it. Like Jay Majors, like you said, Jay Majors.
We got to elevate the game. Yeah. Jay Majors doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So Jess, what does one of your classes cost? How can they get a hold of you? Is there anything you want to leave them with as far as barbers and SMP and how it's a perfect marriage? Not just financially, but it's very rewarding. As much as you feel rewarded by doing a haircut and making somebody feel good, trust me, I've done some clients where literally Jesse's been there and they're in tears afterwards. Or I have a reaction video on my IG where it's a very close friend of mine, but I wanted to film his wife's reaction without her knowing, and she just like
broke down crying.
Like You want to talk about rewarding? Like that's rewarding and it's permanent.
It's forever. So we change people's lives for like a week or two, cutting the hair. But doing SMP, we literally change someone's life for the rest of their lives. So this is definitely like I don't. So I definitely pick and choose who I teach, depending on our conversations and stuff as well too. If I feel like you're just trying to run into this to try to just get this money and just don't really care about people, I probably won't teach you, to be honest with you, because this is I mean, the people that we're dealing with are dealing with serious situations. You know, there's a lot of depression, a lot of things that if you mess somebody up really bad, it could be like the last draw for them. You get me? So this is something that's very serious, and it definitely ties in with barbering, because it's the same thing, bro. Like we're creating hairlines, we're creating haircuts, making people look good and feel good, but permanently. So it's definitely a lot. There's a lot more uh, uh, uh you know,
On the
you
line.
feel a lot more rewarded
Yeah.
for sure. You know, my classes, bro. My classes are a little high. They're 5,000, right, for the classes. It's a 3 day course, but with my and like I said, hands on. So you learn everything. My classes are very small, 2 to 4 students. You also get a kit. My kit's about $2,000. I'll put that out there right now. I have one of the dopest kits in the industry, 100%, hands down. I could vouch. I could put anybody's kit up for that. You know what I'm saying?
You
My
ain't
kit
lying.
comes with everything you need, everything that I use. When I talk to barbers, I tell them this: when you went to barber school, they gave you the cheap walls, and they gave you the house and this. Okay, I'm giving you the Andis masters or the wall seniors of this industry.
Like, yo, I'm
With it,
gonna teach you to do this haircut. Are those the clippers you use? Nah. I don't use that crap. I don't use that crap.
yeah, you got to learn with this and then move on to no. I'm giving you the machine. The machine that I use alone, but it's called the Flux. It's wireless. It's the first wireless machine that just came out. It's the most powerful machine out there. The power supply is built into it, and that machine alone costs $1,200. You know what I mean, like when I learned the kit,
Bro.
it was about a $300 kit.
The little L looking gun. It's top heavy.
Little $50 little
You try to make
$50
perfect little
Amazon.
circles on people's head. Like, yo.
A little $50 Amazon machine, watered down ink that wasn't even the same ink that the educator was using. Like I provide you with everything that I use because I want quality students. My goal is to have the best students in the industry because if you become the #1 SMP artist in the world, guess who trained you? That's all that matters to me. I'm about the long. I'm about that end. I'm about that long picture.
About legacy, bro.
That's it.
Legacy.
That's it.
People,
Yeah, money's
lying
always
about,
been a reward to me.
Yeah, he's not lying about the flux.
The Flux, yeah.
He's not lying
But
about that
you
Flux.
used it the other day.
I used it the other day, and I mean, something that probably would have taken me in times before, times past with older equipment, because right, it's the same thing with your clippers. If you're using better clippers, you're more efficient. You get through it quicker. Something that probably would have taken me 3 hours. I finished it like an hour and 45, bro.
Yeah,
I was mowing through it.
That thing hits.
Bluetooth controlled. You could change the settings right from your phone. I'm like, what? This is a spaceship, bro. Light. I was just like throwing darts, bro. Bum, 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 bum. I was like, this is crazy. Definitely, the kit is second to none. 5,000 for the classes, 2 to 4 students, hands on. Trust me, you better do some exercises.
Forever.
Do some exercises because Jesse gonna have you making some dots on some.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna let you go until you're ready. Like he said, it's about legacy. It ain't about the money. That's pretty.
It's all about visual training and that field training to understand how to penetrate the skin.
They even get to work on a live model as well, right? With you.
Oh yeah. So day 3 is model day. So I provide them with a live model. So that we, hands-on work on a live model. They get the full experience. When they leave my class, they're ready to start a career the next day.
Consultation, everything. And marketing, you teach them all.
Everything.
That's amazing, bro. Listen, it's been. I mean, obviously, we stay in contact all the time. We're good friends, bro. Mm-hmm. It's been amazing to see the journey and the transformation, bro. Like I said, I was listening to that episode, man. The second episode ever, the barber session, from literally like taking the leap to open up your own shop, which was long overdue at that time. We knew that, but from taking the leap to open your barbershop, bro, to just maxing that out, to now creating this beauty industry, just monster, bro. 186 students certified. I mean, you can't go anywhere in this industry, in this niche, and not know the name 6EMP Micro. It's amazing. It's an amazing story, man. Incredibly proud and happy for you, bro. And I'm excited to see what the future holds, man, because you're changing the game. Barbers, use your skill set to your advantage It's not just about being behind the chair. I'm telling you,
Fernando's
doing it right now. Fernando went from,
Fernando's my protege, bro.
Fernando went from like, Jesse, you're too busy behind the chair, to 1 or 2 clients of SMP a week, and then still doing his barber stuff, to 4 or 5 eyebrow jobs a week, to now he's working in the studio. He put himself in there, so he's cutting hair, sanitizing.
He puts in so much time. Yo, that dude lives in the studio, bro. He lives. When he's done cutting, when he's done doing brows, when he's done doing SMP, all he's working on is on his manual and whatever's next to make his classes even better.
He's doing classes
to make
too,
our
right?
office even better, huh?
He's your instructor for 6MP for the eyebrow classes, right?
For the brows, yeah. So anybody that's interested in taking the brow class too, that class is the same thing, 3-day class. You get an amazing kit as well too, with the inks and everything that you need. The mentorship, that class is $3,000. It's a little bit cheaper, But and he's the one that handles that. He's the brow specialist. He's the brow guy. You know what I mean?
He ain't lying, people. I had some before or some after pictures that I took of that job the other week, and Jesse wasn't in the office, and I said, "Hey, man, can I get those pictures?" I hit up Nando. It's like 6:30. He's like, "Yeah, I got you." Guess he forgot, so I hit him up around 9:30. Hey, if you don't forget, bro, it's like 9:30, 9:45. Hey, if you remember in the morning, bro, can you please send? Oh, my bad, bro. I'm still here. Hold on, let me send it to you. I'm like, yo, it's 9:45. What the hell are you doing at the studio, bro?
Creating content, elevating our office, elevating our manuals, like just growing this industry, taking it. He's really taking this shit by the horns, bro. Man, so I did it in the first podcast that we was on. You know what I'm saying? And people still to today call me.
You ain't gonna put your number out again, are you?
And the phone number did never change.
You ain't gonna put the number out again.
You guys are ready. You guys are ready to change change your financial situations. Join this industry. Contact me at 813-516-9004. My bad. 813-516-9004. Make sure y'all call me. That'll be the quickest and easiest way to contact me.
Guys,
but
he ain't lying. That's his number. Look at it right there. I mean, well, my camera won't adjust, but he ain't lying. That's his number. It hasn't changed. He gave out.
No, it ain't gonna change. And anybody that's listening, that listened to the first one, you called me and I answered the phone call. And bro, I swear to like probably a couple of weeks ago, I had got a phone call from there, or a text message, or a DM based off of that podcast. You hear me? Like this shit's amazing. Like what you've put together for us barbers as well is amazing. Not just with 245, the podcast, like the barbershop, the culture out here changed when we opened up shops out here, bro.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? There's other barbers out here that are also doing it as well too, but I feel like the most impactful was myself with the whole 6 Element movement, and then you guys with Headlines and the whole 240. Well, Headlines changing in the Tampa area. 245 has changed the world, bro. For the barber industry, I feel.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I ain't gonna pat myself on the back, but I appreciate it. We've definitely done some pretty innovative stuff.
You guys have an amazing team, bro. The amazing leadership, amazing everything that you guys do. So, shit, it's got to be recognized,
I appreciate that, man. Absolutely, bro. Jesse, it's always a pleasure having you on, bro. I'm gonna have to step my game up, get back in that studio, bro. I've been crazy. COVID has been nuts, trying to keep the businesses right. You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to get back in there, man. I did that job, bro, and I was motivated, boy. My client got out of the chair, was feeling swaggy, bro. I said, listen, don't come looking at me, bro. If you get somebody pregnant, well, that's your problem. I ain't doing child support, bro. That's on you. You got a hairline now and shit. Don't come after me talking about, oh, you're responsible. I'm not responsible. But I feel great. I feel great changing lives, bro. So I got to get back in there.
Sir.
So, as usual, bro, I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, get involved, and call the number, guys. The number's right there. You can call, interact with us. You can ask any questions. You can hear your voice on this podcast. And as usual, I appreciate y'all's time.
Peace.